Hey up! Come on! Let's have it! Alright! Mash Baxter's rambling, whoa, whoa. Mash Baxter's rambling, whoa, whoa. Mash Baxter's rambling, stuff to see and songs to sing, whoa. Alright! Hey up, Mash! They're going to tell him about part 3. And what? Come on! They're waiting on you. Yeah, I'm coming. Woo. Now then, ramblers. Cheers, Fred. Welcome to part 3 of the saga of me A to Z of Scunny's top spots to go and do Nowt. What a ride. What a ride. We've had talking horses. I saved a chaffinch life. Yeah, not chaffinches, a chaffinch, because it was singular. We had the Cold War saga on the footbridge. That was mental, wasn't it? And judging by your feedback, it was a big favourite, the special on Twigmore. Yeah, because a lot of you wasn't aware of the dogging etiquette and that bit about matey boy who got his head chopped off, old Clarky. Yeah. I just want to give a special mention to Rick Slingsby, old slinger, old slingy. He sent me a text and he said, and I quote, because I love it when people do that, he said, it actually makes you think how decent Scunny is. And that was the point. That and doing something that's in the daytime, because there's only so much porn you can watch. Apparently. Do me a favour, alright, when you go to the video and watch it, excuse me, when you go to the video and watch it, press subscribe, will you, please? It don't cost you out, and then you get more watchers and shit, and it's just good fun to do, and it makes you think that you're making a difference. Yeah, because there's a concept. So whether it's the comedy shorts at Warner Brothers, or whether it's Mash Baxter's rambling, whoa, whoa, you know it's better than the shit that's on telly. So anyway, it don't look a bad day. A little bit overcast. So let's get them last 4 letters. W, X, Y, Z. Let's get ready to ramble. Come on. Alrighty, I've been waiting for this, baby. W is for Westcliffe. Yeah, W's for Westcliffe. I spent my first 7 years of my life here and came back for a further 10 years old at 15. Now, what you're looking at there was built in the late 50s, early 60s. The flats opened in 1963 and it was originally called William Langland House. Now, William Langland was a medieval poet. What a brilliant job. He was born in 1330 and died in 1400. Yeah, he was a poet, a medieval poet at a time when 99% of the fucktards couldn't even read or write. And he thought, bollocks to that, I'm not digging peat up and eating it, I'm going to be a poet. Anyway, it's called Trentview House now. But, alright, I'm trying to keep doing a documentary here, peeping at me. Anyway, it was changed in 1983 to Trentview House because you can see the Trent. Yeah. But it was brilliant, Westcliffe. You were surrounded by literary giants, Shakespeare Avenue, Wordsworth, to name but 2. It was better, I'll tell you what as well, it's 5 times better than Lincoln because we had 6 closes named after cathedrals. Oh yeah, you were just immersed in absolute culture. Anyway, I'm going to jump back in the van now. Let's get cracking and I'll show you around. I'll show you around my hometown. Westcliffe. Yeah, stood on the new Bridges Road Bridge, which is on the cycleway I told you about, the Ridge Walk or Ridge Way. So yeah, Westcliffe, wow. I've got to think about it, because at any point I could get an absolute fuckwit come past and kick my stand over while I'm trying to film. You know what I mean? It happens, doesn't it? It happens. But back down there, growing up, for the first 7 years, you're surrounded by 4 mature woodlands. That's brilliant in itself, isn't it? We had a wonderful precinct with a guy who could multitask, Butcher Bob. Yeah, now Butcher Bob was our hairdresser. Not only was he a hairdresser, I don't think he was actually a butcher. I think that's because he was fucking rubbish. Regardless of what haircut you asked for, he looked a twat when you left. But no, he used to be a shoulder to cry on for a lot of people, Butcher Bob. Yeah, and he used to sell rubber johnnies. Yeah, so he was a promoter of safe sex. Not enough of that nowadays, you know, because there's enough people in the planet, isn't there? Too fucking many. Cross yon side, Burringham Park Field. Definitely Scunny's slidiest hill. Used to go down on a baking tray or a bin liner. I've just driven past it and it doesn't look half as big as it used to. I don't know whether things like that were like intimidating as a child. I don't really know, because I can't think that they've dug any of it out. What else has Westcliffe got? Down the bottom, you have got by far the cleanest, most pristine private parkland mobile home site of Parklands. Lovely place, surrounded by mature woodland. Stunning, stunning. Sadly, the one thing I can't show you, which I am genuinely gutted about, is it was bad enough that the precinct got bulldozed, but the desert rat. Oh, the desert rat was wonderful. I had a lot of firsts and a lot of lasts in desert rat. First time I had 10 pints was in there. First time I ever saw Mavis dance with a skirt up, which was a ritual every Sunday night. Wonderful, because they were named after a particular regiment in the army, the Desert Rats, and there used to be big fiberglass freezes everywhere with tanks and shit, and it was just a brilliant pub. Yeah, really liked it there. I did my first ever gig there, first solo gig, 1994. Bloody brilliant. That's when I think Alexi was I think she was landlady back then. Why can I remember something from 1994 on a Sunday night, but I'm fucked if I know what I did an hour ago, or an hour from now. Anyway, big place in my heart, Westcliffe. Loads of fields to walk on, 4 mature woodlands, and it's just brilliant. And there's people down there looking at me like I'm a weirdo. Yeah. Oh, is it him who does Mashbacksters rambling? And that gets in your head, doesn't it? Mashbacksters rambling, whoa, whoa. Hey, do you know what I mean? Does life get any better than this? Having a dance on Bridges Road Bridge. Look, brilliant. Westcliffe. See the flats there, look? Langland House. Yeah, love this place. Still got a lot of time for it. But like both Phil Collins and Bono, I've never put any money back into Westcliffe, no. But unlike Bono and Phil Collins, who give all their money to offshore accounts so they don't have to pay tax, I'll be honest with you, any bit of spare I get, I blow on fucking side. Come on, we've got to crack on. Let's find a few more bits down Wessie. There you go, I told you, look at it. It doesn't look half as big, does it? Buzz Park Field. Used to slide from the top all the way down on your trays and your bags. And if you got a good esh up, you finished at Kidby Bridge. Yeah, or did I dream that? I don't know. You got a little park there. That's why I'm over here. And they built a filth shop at the bottom, look. They built a filth shop. And that there is the Mormon church. Now, I fucking despise churches for the content that goes on in them. However, architecturally, that is a fantastic building. So right at the end of Busfield, on the border of Rids, that's the Mormon church. And it's always been shrouded in like, oh, they can have loads of wives and shit like that. So I had a look on the Mormon website, the guide on contact before marriage. Get this. Only go on a date from 16 years old, alrighty? Members should control their thoughts and avoid pornography and maintain their moral cleanliness. Though single and dating, should not participate in passionate kissing or lying on top of another person with or without clothes. So nowhere in there does it say, doesn't say nothing about fingering, no, does it? Alrighty, picture it. Mid to late 80s. That there was no man's land. Alrighty, if you was from Westcliffe and if you was from Riddins, that was your border. Forget your fucking Gaza Strip and all that nonsense. That was Battle Central. And there was one place where you occasionally mixed, and that was the pop-in shop. And you had to use the pop-in shop because it was the only place you could go get mucky videos in the back of Mr. J. Hey, Mr. J, have you got any of them under the shelf ones? Yeah, of course I have, yeah. So that was no man's land. Thankfully, all of that nonsense subsided in the early 90s when people started taking ecstasy and forgot that they hated each other and shared the love. Anyway, no man's land, that was it. Westcliffe till I die. I'm Westcliffe till I die. Now then, the letter X. Bit of a struggle, I'll be honest with you. I thought maybe I could visit some X's, but they're all in rehabilitation. So what I did was, very cleverly, I needed to get this place in because it is seriously impressive. So I've changed the letter X into a number. Yeah, that's cheating, Mash. I'm not fucking bothered. They're my rules, alright? So the letter X stands for, let's show you, turn the camera around. There you go. 2021 Visual Arts Centre. What a phenomenal place this is. The former church of Sir John the Evangelist, completed in 1891, funded by Rowland Wynne. That's where Rowland Road's named after, and Wynne Street, yeah. Philanthropist, you remember me telling you about him ages ago. Of course we did, Match, we listened to you. That's good then, isn't it? The church, look at that, was originally built at a cost, I'll show you around it later, of £20,000. Wow. And if you look closely, yeah, you're right, it was built out of Frodingham ironstone. Unbelievable. What's the chances of having that on site? The final service at the church was held on the 29th of April 1984 because the world stopped believing in God because they knew it was bollocks. Yeah, but apparently he's sending his son to come back soon. He's got some fucking answering to. First question, hey up Jesus, what's the point in wasps? Anyway, there's a great bit of history here because what Rowland Wynne did, he wanted to promote and celebrate local people. So somewhere I've got to find her. There's a carving of Jane Hogg. Now she was born in 1820 in Wintringham, and apparently in Scunthorpe at the time she had a lockup and she used to sell tobacco and snuff. Snuff. I know what you're thinking. It's them films where they kill prostitutes for sexual gratification. No, snuff is like this powder they used to put up the nose to clear their nasal passage. So yeah, Jane Hogg. I bet she was a character. I've got a picture of her in my head, like fingerless mittens and a rolled up tab hanging out of a gob. So he wanted to pay tribute to her, which is nice, isn't it? So I will find if I can find the carving of Jane Hogg later on. Alrighty, tell you what we'll do. Let's go have a look indoors. I'm excited. Alright, we're in the Visual Arts Centre. Look at that for an installation. See, I don't really know what it means, but that's good, isn't it? Because art can interpret many things to different people. I think it's supposed to say how your local refuse just goes to waste and ruins the world, I think. I don't know how it could just be a shit van. Pretty impressive though. As is that 20 grand. 20 grand, you can't. 20 grand to build that. You can't even go to fucking Centre Park with a family of 4 for that. Yeah. Like it a lot. Nice. What a great space. Pure evil. How come there isn't a picture of Boris on there? There might be. Hey? Fuckwits are going to vote him back in as well. Unbelievable. But look at that. Ain't that just the best? Not a hint of God anywhere. Fantastic. Alrighty, decent. So they've had the exhibition of Banksy and they're still here. I thought they'd gone this week. So yeah, look. These are Banksy's. I quite like his stuff. They're always thought-provoking, aren't they? I mean, look at that. I still can't hula hoop to this day, which is weird because I've got perfect childbearing hips. You would think I'd be Lincolnshire hula champ 3 years running. So that's Banksy's hula hooping girl. Not sure I'm the best person to complain about people putting up pictures without getting permission. Fair point, Banksy. Fair point, son. More Banksy. Banksy. I do like this one. This isn't a Banksy though, look. But how cool is that? I think it's just on a piece of wood. Very detailed. Let's see who it is. Anthony Green. Sorder's 16th wedding anniversary. Yeah, that's what I thought when I looked at it as well, look. Like that. Wow. I'll be honest with you, I'm in awe. It's stunning. Alrighty, on the way out, but can you hear that? Can you hear that? Listen. That's people having a great time in a free environment. Come on, get your send down here. Even this is really nice. This is the gift shop at the end. And instead of having the usual tat, they've got stuff people have made. Look, you can buy that little teddy for £22. Bargain. Pretty impressive though. Nice stuff. Oh, they've made glass out of sand, which I think is how you make glass, isn't it? Beautiful. 2021. And the reason it's called 2021 is because it was started in the 20th century and finished off in the 21st century. Yeah. Proper council job. Right, I've looked everywhere for this Jane Hogg and I reckon I've found her. I think that's her. Look at her. Yeah, a bit of a looker. Apparently she was single. Yeah. So that could be her, couldn't it? Or it could be her. Could be him. I don't know. I reckon that there is Jane Hogg, the snuff seller. Wow. So that's 2021 currently. Great place to come and toss it off. Or do an in-depth, knowledgeable documentary, whichever way you look at it. Come on, come and support the place, it's wonderful. There's even a cafe where they do patisseries. And toilet facilities where I might nip in a minute. Why? It's for Yaddlethorpe. Why? Because it's only in the fucking Doomsday Book, innit? Yaddlethorpe is historical as anything else in Scunny. But I thought about the Doomsday Book, and more places have been named and built after the Doomsday Book, so it shouldn't really be called the fucking Doomsday Book. It should be the book of places built up till now. Anyway, come on, let's get going to Yaddlethorpe. Ta-da! Hallelujah, hallelujah. So, last part of why. This is the Botsford home and Yaddlethorpe Memorial to the Great War of 1914 to 1918. Fabulous, look at that. There's some history there, boys and girls. Respect. A beautiful field across the road. But I wanted to show you this. It's the first time I've seen this. As you walk at the side of the road, look at the Jurassic in that. Look, all the way along, look. Devil's Toenail. Yeah, Ammonites and everything. Look. You've got bloody history right there. Mad for it. Why? Yaddlethorpe Church, built 1966. Look at that, normally you get a shitload of pigeons on there, but there's one. Let's see if we can just zoom in. Look, one solitary seagull. Yeah, still an impressive building. I mean, it's not up there with the Ukraine church, obviously, but I quite like that. Yeah, wouldn't have wanted to have been on the fucking job doing the roof, though. Looks like a job for Fat Chris to me, that. Fat Chris Roofing. Insurance a speciality. Oh, this is a new one on me. Right, let's get through here, look. Really nice. So you come down here, this is Yaddlethorpe Gravel Pit Lane off the High Street. And you come out at the end. Look, there's a togger pitch. There's a togger pitch, but this is looked after by the Fields Trust, right? And it only gets cut a couple of times a year. And it's classed as Fields in Perpetuity, right? And I thought, what a smashing word that is. And it means basically it will get looked after forever. How nice is that? I mean, I'll be honest with you, it doesn't really allow itself to possession football. It's a bit cowfieldy, but what a great place to come and do Nowt. Gravel Pit Lane, Gravel Pit Park, sorry. Yeah, because this was originally a gravel pit, believe it or not. Yaddlethorpe. God, you learn something new every day, don't you? Yeah, that's weird, look at that. When we were kids, you had jumpers for goalposts. Somebody's left a fucking jumper on a goalpost. How weird. Anyway, bring your dog down. Just have a walk. Bring your kids down. Chug some sticks for your feral children to fucking fetch. Gravel Pit Park. We're at the end. Z. What can Z stand for? I'll give you a clue. Now this is only for people of a certain age. Who lived at 52 Festive Road? Who lived at 52 Festive Road? Oh yeah. You've got it right. It was Mr. Ben. Now, how does Mr. Ben get to be out to do with Z in Scunthorpe? I'll tell you why. Because Mr. Ben used to go down Festive Road and he'd end up at the fancy dress shop where a moustached, fez-wearing fat bloke used to give him an acid tab and then pop him in a changing room and he'd go have a trip. Yeah. Now there's a place in Scunny that's very similar, because whilst I sit here, before I turn it around in a minute, you can go around the world in 80 days. But it'll take about 2 minutes. You've got every nationality. Are you ready for it? Are you ready for it? Look at this. Z is for Frodingham Road Zebra Crossing. What an absolute hive of activity. You've got your booze master. Oh, here she comes. You got a fag for it there. Oh no, hello. Beautiful pigeon coming into view. But seriously, just sit up in one of these lay-bys and you'll be stunned. And like, as well, like Mr. Ben, if you wait long enough, and along came the drug dealer. So yeah, that's the end of the trip. Frod Road, Zebra Crossing. The window to the world. Get off, mate. Get off, you weirdo. Mrs. Boycott, she's all over me. She has to wear an helmet because you know Jeff when he's had a drink. Does get a bit handy. Anyway, A to Z, done. A to Z, done. And do you know what? Parts 1, 2 and 3 have took longer to record than Liz Truss was in office. You could write it. You could write it. Let's get Boris back. Fucking shut up, you buffoon. Anyway, that aside, just want to say, if any of you have enjoyed watching this, on a serious note, half as much as I've enjoyed doing it, then you've had a ball. You've had a ball. And by the same token, seriously, because I know it matters in this day and age, if anybody has been offended, grow up. Yeah, grow up. Get a refund on the way out. Alrighty. So, thanks for watching. Appreciate it. Appreciate it muchly. Loads of good feedback. Keep sending me your messages. Even some of your ideas about these rambles. Because it's early days of these rambles. And I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I'm getting some fresh air. Yeah, I'm learning shit. It's brilliant. So, please subscribe, or you just press subscribe. It don't cost you out, you know what I mean? Don't cost you out. And I'll see you on my next ramble. And I'm thinking what to do on my next ramble. What about this for an idea? Come closer. So my next ramble could be, and this is limitless, the possibilities. What about my next ramble? Take MASH to work with you. Yeah, take me to your work for a day. You know what I mean? I mean, you might not work ever again because it's a bit of a niche market, isn't it? But yeah, just a thought, just a thought. But I'm thinking of doing the A to Z history of Scunthorpe and surrounding by about 15-mile radius, because some good shit out there. Yeah, but I just want to say I really enjoyed it. And ta-da! See you later. I'll leave you with Mrs. Boycott. All right. Cheers. Now then. Hey up. Come on. Let's have it. All right. Mash Baxter's rambling. Whoa, whoa. Mash Baxter.